Because no telling what they got going on. Some sex trafficking, organ trafficking. Let me tell you something. Whenever they got young black people missing, there's always some covert shit going on. Just like with the Atlanta child murders back in the 70s and 80s, for those who are old enough to remember. In the late 70s, early 80s, there was a series of black children found missing and murdered in Atlanta. It was a huge thing. Black kids found missing and murdered. And they made the fall guy some guy named Wayne Williams. I think that's his name. He was the fall guy. But a few years ago, Wayne Williams, he did an interview in prison. And they asked him about his connections with the CIA. He had some kind of CIA connections, where he was a part of some kind of training program with the CIA. And this nigga's in prison already. When they asked him about that, he was like, I can't really talk about that.
What Wayne had written about being recruited for espionage training as a teenager. At a secret government camp hidden in the woods near this North Georgia lake, where he was given what could amount to a license to kill. It's called Finding Myself. What's Finding Myself? It reads like an autobiography.
Go ahead, I'm still trying to say.
It's a account of your CIA training.
We're not going to get into that.
Why not?
We're not going to get into that.
I got a copy of it.
Yeah, but we're not going to get into that.
Why not?
You're just simply not going to get into that.
By his account, Wayne Williams was fresh out of high school, just 18 years old, when he was initiated into a secret world. So, I'll do the talking part, and you can answer what part of it you want. You write how you fired rifles, submachine guns, handled assault weapons, grenade launchers, C4, learned unarmed combat techniques through this training group over weekends. Is it true or is it false?
We're not going to comment on that.
When you're 19 years old. You're saying you work for the CIA. You've been recruited.
I'll let the document speak for itself. I'm not going to comment on that.
Copyright 1992 by Wayne Williams. Is this an autobiography?
I cannot comment on that.
Were you trained in unarmed combat techniques? Could you grab somebody bigger than yourself, put them in a chokehold? Because that's what that is.
I'm sure there are other things in unarmed combat besides putting somebody in a chokehold.
Well, when I talk to the military experts and I say to them, what exactly does that mean? That's one of the things on their list. Top 2 things, by the way.
I wouldn't doubt that.
So, are you trained in that or not?
Let me say this. Let's just say that I had some experiences that I do not want to comment on today for reasons that the document says, okay? The fact is, what does that have to do with the situation today?
Everything.
You tell me.
It has everything to do with it.
Listen.
A big part of the conversation when I talked to your lawyers was, could Wayne Williams grab somebody? Did he have the strength? Look how he's not a big guy. Could he grab someone in a unarmed combat technique and kill them? It's actually a very simple question. Can you kill someone with a chokehold? And when you were 19 years old,
you probably could under the right
I know for a
circumstances.
fact I could not. I know you're being facetious, but I know for a fact I could not.
You don't know.
But were you trained as a teenager to do that? Because that's what you're writing in this.
All
and I
say,
get CIA, you don't want to talk about it. It's all off the record.
Let me state this for the record. Okay. I think in the paper that you have, and I will say this, that it says that there was contact with a certain program. And I will say it was the Junior Officer Training Program, which was run by a certain agency, and you're correct, CIA. But I never said that I worked for them. I simply said
now who's splitting hairs?
That I
were
had
you trained?
some contact with some
trained?
person, and that's all I'm going to say.
Were you trained
That's all I'm
in
gonna
these
say.
techniques?
That's all I'm going to say.
We got to change the subject. They were like, well, we can't talk about this CIA connection. Oh, no. I can't talk about that. Like, what the hell is this nigga hiding? Y'all go look that interview up. This dude has some kind of connection to the CIA. And all these black kids are missing and murdered. You dig?